I mean, it's added so much. I feel really excited to get home and start experimenting with microphones and placements and kind of understanding what engineers are listening for and testing and knowing I can do that myself. That's just incredibly empowering.
Modulate is Paraorchestra's artist development program, and we run a series of talks, courses, more in-depth projects and residencies as part of that. Making Tracks is an introduction to recording that has been delivered in collaboration with Katie May, who's the head engineer at Real World Studios. The course is comprised of some introductory sessions online and then 2 days on site at Real World Studios in Box.
We decided that day one should probably be best spent introducing everyone and making sure that everyone had a rough overview of how sound actually works and the basics behind EQ and compression, mixing, how different microphones work, just like a broad scope look at basically what engineering is as a whole, because it's quite a scary world if you haven't been a part of it for a long time. And then the next day we decided to get a bit more in-depth and we did some specific individual sessions with each person that was there, which was an awesome chance for everyone just to get really deep into what they really wanted to get out of the experience.
I really wanted to explore different ways the cello can sound in different spaces and how the placement of the microphones impacts the tone of the cello as well, and the different tessitura and register of the cello because it goes from really low to really, really high.
I wanted to understand how the voice and microphones relate to each other, what technical terms to use when I want more of something or less of something in the sound that is being made. But also, most importantly, how to listen for other things that a producer might be listening to.
Making Tracks exists to skill up our musicians. We're really interested in this sort of transition between the people we work with identifying as musicians and performers and then music creators and artists. So here at Real World, we're here for 3 days, 2 nights. We're working together, but we're eating together. There are all these pockets of time to have informal conversations and make connections. And I think that is a value that can't be understated, because those are the things that in time could result in really meaningful working relationships and collaboration.
It's been very different from a typical recording session because everyone's come solely to learn about engineering, which we never have. I mean, a lot of the time people come here and they want to record a whole album in a day or half a day, or they want to do one song across 2 months, for instance. So just to be able to have people in a room who just are really passionate about learning was so exciting for me.
Being here, working with Katie, has made me realise that I was doing a lot of kind of natural production and mixing things myself. So I was being a producer over the past however many years, and that was very affirming and gave me a lot of confidence because I didn't realise I was already doing those things instinctively.
So this workshop has given me confidence in the fact that I can trust my own judgment when I hear something, and if I say to a producer, I don't like that sound. So I think, to give a simple example, like I don't like when my voice gets overcompressed to a point that it loses some aspects of it. And sometimes when producers do that and you try to explain to them, they're like, oh, but this is what the song needs. I'm like, well, that's not what I sound like in real life. I want to sound like me.
I think a really big aspect for me is this has kind of demystified the recording process and the environment of the recording studio. Like, I've definitely had bad experiences in recording studios in the past and being kind of quite scared and felt quite separate from the work of the engineers and the producer or whatever, you know. Sometimes in recording studios as a musician, you can feel like you're at school again a little bit and you kind of can't touch things and you don't know what's going on. Sometimes there's a sense that you're maybe kind of kept in the dark a little bit. This environment has been so generous, and it's really kind of opened things up.
You know, I didn't know a lot of these people before they arrived, but now I genuinely would consider them my friends, and that's such a wholesome thing to be a part of. And not only do I care a huge amount about their music, but I care a huge amount about their engineering journeys and their careers as a whole, and I want to see them thrive in the future, and I very much hope that this course will provide a really good framework for that and for them.